Okay, so after you have your website or at least your sales funnel built, the next thing you'll need is you'll need traffic. And traffic is just the online word that means you need people, you need visitors to your website. That's what traffic means. You need traffic to your website. You need visitors. You need people who are going to go and look at your website, or at least your email opt-in funnel at the very least, so they can subscribe to your email list. So after that, you can start communicating with them and building a relationship and offering them your products and services. So how do you get traffic to your website? What is the quickest way? Well, there are many ways, and some are easier to implement than others. Some are free and some are paid. Now, the free ones are free. The cost is free, but it still costs your time, which, I believe it can be worth more than your money. It depends on how much time you have in the day and how much your time is worth. So really what you should do is you should employ all methods, try all methods, and then see which one works the best for you. Or you might find that more than one works good, but maybe they just work differently. Okay, so the first method that I'll talk about to get traffic to your email opt-in or your sales funnel or your website, etc., your offer, your business, your online business, the first method that I want to talk about is the organic method. And typically when we're talking about organic traffic to your website, we are talking about SEO. Either SEO or you've branded yourself so well that people already know your website address and they just type it in, and that's organic traffic. But that might be the case with big name brands like Nike or Apple or something like that. But for most people who are not a household name, right? Organic traffic is going to refer to SEO, and SEO stands for search engine optimization, and that is when you design your content, your blog posts, your website pages, your videos to capture keywords that people are searching for. So, for example, power tools. Okay, since that's the example that I use in the PDF for this lesson. So, power tools. So you might optimize your page or your sales funnel for power tools. Now, if you do that, because that is such a generic term, it's probably going to take a very long time for you to rank, and that's only going to be, you're only probably going to rank if you do a lot of other activity around that. It's not enough to just use power tools in your title or headings. You need backlinks. You're going to need to drive traffic through social media. Maybe paid ads. So just using a very generic term is not going to probably be enough. So what you should do instead is use something that is more specific, and we call that long tail keywords. So the way long tail keywords work is this. Instead of optimizing your content, your blog or your website or your video for power tools, you would optimize it for something longer, like the best power tools to buy for your husband, something like that. Now, or best power tools for 2020, or most important power tools, something like that, something like longer. Those longer tail keywords, they're called long tail keywords. They're going to be easier to rank than the regular just power tools or even best power tools. I will make another video where I show 2 tools that I use to come up with long tail keyword ideas that people are actually searching, so that you can structure your content around that. Now currently, and for a while now, the quickest method to use to get SEO, search engine optimized results, at organic traffic to your website, is to use YouTube videos. That talk about that long tail keyword. Because if you use your blog, unless your blog already has high authority, it's going to take a long time to rank. And even if your blog did have high authority, it would still probably show up faster in the search results if you used a YouTube video instead. So what you can do is you can create that YouTube video with a long tail keyword in the title, and then you talk about that topic, and then in the video you can say whatever valuable information that you have to your client or to your potential customer that is going to watch that video. And then towards the end, you ask them to visit your website, and it should be a very short URL, and then sign up for your email list, or better yet, sign up to receive a free report or a free ebook, or something like that. And then you can put that link in the description of your YouTube video. So the fastest way to get a massive amount of traffic to your funnel, to your website, or your sales funnel, or your email opt-in funnel, is going to be through paid ads. And the cheapest way to get to purchase paid ads is, if you use the YouTube method, is to run Google AdWords traffic to the YouTube video. That's probably the cheapest per view that you can get. The next would probably be running Facebook ads. So both YouTube video ads and Facebook ads allow you to target your audience quite nicely. I believe that Facebook is better at targeting the audience, but when it comes to YouTube, it's more about the keywords. But with Facebook, you can do demographics and interests. So you should try both. Really, you should try both. Now, of course, there's also Facebook organic advertising, which is basically either through your Facebook page or through your own Facebook profile, just posting it on your page. But for that to work, you have to have already built up traffic, or fans. You have to have already built up fans that have liked your Facebook page. So really, to really do it organically, if you're starting from scratch and you don't have a fan base on Facebook yet, is to post it on your personal wall. But that will also only work if you have a lot of friends on Facebook too. Now, another way you could do it is through Facebook groups. You would basically join various Facebook groups and then post your link or your offer in that group. If it's relevant to that group, it has to be relevant to that group. If you're in the health niche, you could join a health group. But a lot of Facebook groups don't allow for self-promotion. So in that case, a way that you can do organic Facebook marketing is to, on your profile, the intro section where you get to talk about yourself a little bit, you can talk about your business. There's not a lot of room there. You can give just a very short description, a few, maybe like 1 or 2 sentences, and you can put your link in the intro, or you can put your link, where it lists the website links, and don't have anything else. If you have too many things there, people will get lost. It won't be targeted or direct enough. They'll look at a lot of different things. You have to really, in your Facebook profile, has to be very obvious what you do, and you should only highlight that one thing. Or you could do maybe more than one thing, but it should be very obvious. And then there's also a section where you can put featured photos. And most people, they put a bunch of them. I think they allow maybe 6 or 9 featured photos total. But instead of doing that, have just one featured photo. And when you only have one, that photo will be bigger. It'll take up that whole entire space and act like that photo is an ad. It's a photo ad that should be related to the intro that you put and also the link that you put. And I'll make a video about how to do that as well. How to optimize your Facebook profile. So, first, optimize your Facebook profile, and then in the featured photo, you can put something like a link also, or more, a little bit more about your offer, either your free offer or your business, and then also in your profile, because a lot of times people will click on the link to your profile picture, the one that is supposed to show your face. You can put a little bit there. Treat that as an about, like the same way you would treat an about page on your website. Make your profile photo, the description in the profile photo, say something about you and why you got into your business, and then it should have a link again to your website and to your offer, to your email opt-in or your sales funnel. And then, of course, you also have your cover photo. And in your cover photo, there's even more space where you can talk about your business. And then, of course, there's a description there. And then you can put a link to your offer there. So there's a lot of places. And if you're really serious about getting traffic to your website, you will optimize and utilize all of that. Your profile photo, your cover photo, the intro section, and your featured photo. Okay, and a link. And then when you have that set, then you go to the different Facebook groups. And if you can't post your link, either as a post or as a comment, usually you can get away with things more if you post it in a comment. But don't spam. You have to make sure that even though it's just a comment, it's still relevant to the conversation. Okay? Don't offer them something that they didn't ask for in the original post unless it's relevant. Or else you could get in trouble, or you'll just be looked at as a spammer. So you just, if you're in the health niche, join some health groups, and if anyone has questions, answer it so that people start seeing you as an authoritative source regarding health. And then when you give good answers, people will click on your profile image and they'll look at your profile, and then if you've optimized your profile with your links and the photos that I mentioned, then they'll visit your website and sign into your offer. They'll maybe friend you, and if they friend you, then when you post things on your personal wall that advertise your business, and that's another way to get traffic. And with your profile, you don't want to constantly be promoting your business or the same link over and over. That will get really old and boring, and people will unfriend you and unfollow you if you do that. So maybe the 80-20 rule again. 80% of the time, you can just be giving value or talking about something interesting or funny or inspirational, and then 20% of the time you can talk about your business and promote your business. Okay, then we have also Twitter. Twitter is similar to Facebook, but you can't post as much. Usually Twitter users want shorter content, but you can post a link. Just like on Facebook, you can post links. And to do paid advertising on Twitter, last I knew, you had to have a certain audience size. It's not as easy to jump into as Facebook. Okay, and then Instagram, So whenever I have a blog or a video, I'll post it on Facebook as well as Twitter, sometimes even LinkedIn, although it's a different audience there. You have to think about, who your audience is and where they are, right? And then there's also Instagram. The thing with Instagram is you can't post links on a regular, profile. There are like swipe ups and stuff like that, but you have to have a sizable following to do that kind of thing. So for Instagram, you can post an image that talks about your offer, maybe, and a little bit of text, and then the URL could either be in the photo itself, which may or may not be effective. It really depends on your audience and your offer. But another way is, and I've had people do this with me where, I'll follow a hashtag. I'll follow a hashtag on Instagram that is relevant, relevant to your business, to your niche. And then when you look at the feed for that hashtag, just start liking posts. And more importantly, what will get you to stand out is if you comment on posts for that hashtag, and then people, especially the person who posted that image, will, if they don't know you, they might look at you, click on your profile, and then your Instagram profile, it can have a link again to your offer, to your website, or your opt-in funnel, and then they can subscribe from there, or maybe they'll just start following you, which is also good. Now Pinterest is also interesting. Pinterest, you can post images with links behind the images and also text, and Pinterest images are often picked up by search engines, so it's kind of like another long-term SEO strategy. So you can post photos there with a little bit of description text and a link to your email opt-in page or your website, or it can link directly to your product page. So you basically just build a collection, and all the images that you add into that collection should be related to your niche, and you can call that collection, if you're in the pet niche, you can, maybe you'd name the collection pet toys, or pet food, or pet supplies, or dog supplies, or it's something like that. You'd have to do the research on that, and it would depend on your product. And there's also paid advertising programs on Pinterest. Okay, so Google AdWords is also a popular option for generating traffic, and Google AdWords can get pretty pricey. When my high-tech clients go on Google AdWords, they spend no less than usually $1,000, and usually the consultant that you'll pay to manage the Google AdWords account is going to charge you $1,000 just to manage it if you hire someone to do that. And then on top of that, Google suggests that you spend at least $750, but usually people spend $1,000. And these are the bigger companies, and those are the kind of companies that you'll be competing against when you use Google AdWords, especially if you're going for main keywords. So if you go for long tail keywords, again, it'll be more affordable. And if you use Google AdWords to drive traffic to a YouTube video instead of your own website, that's also going to be more affordable. And you can find long tail keywords using their keyword tool, so that you can see, which keywords might be more affordable and which of them have less competition, and you could maybe focus on that. But Facebook is definitely going to be more affordable than Google AdWords. But if you have, if you've been doing organic and maybe some Facebook and some lower cost advertising for a while, and you are confident with the conversion process, the conversion rates of your landing page, your sales funnel, then I think that's a good time to switch it to Google AdWords. So yeah, it's not the cheapest, but of course you have searchers there that have intent to buy if you target the right keywords. So it's a little bit more powerful than Facebook in that way. It's not cheaper, but you have people who are searching for a solution already, where when it comes to Facebook, you're only targeting them based on demographics and interests. But on Google, you are targeting people who are looking for a certain product or solution, oftentimes. Now, that's for Google AdWords. Google Local, now, however, Google Local is absolutely free. And if you are a local business, even if you're not a local business, but you have a physical local address, you should get on Google Local. That is free. And when you do that, running ads for your local area using Google Local, or at least starting with Google Local, that's going to be very affordable. You can show up on search results even if you don't have a big budget. If people are looking for you on a local level. And also Google AdWords is also going to be much more affordable if you're only targeting people in your local area. So when you get more broad, it gets more expensive, but when you get more niche and specific long tail keywords and localized, then Google AdWords becomes more affordable. And getting on Google Local, which means getting on Google Maps, that is absolutely free. So you should do that for sure. And when you do that, your homepage should be optimized, ready to receive and collect email addresses. And of course, having your contact info there as well too. People, sometimes if it's a local business, people want to call right away. Another way you can advertise and drive traffic to your website or your funnel, sales funnel or email opt-in funnel, is to advertise on related websites. So back to my pet example, if you are selling pet products or a pet course on how to train your dog or anything like that, you should advertise on pet websites. You can approach the owner of the website and just simply ask, how much does it cost for a sponsored ad? And you can also purchase solo ads, ads from people who have an email list that are related to your niche. So if someone has an email list that is related to the pet industry, people who are interested in pets, then you can ask them if they could send an email to their list and share with them your link and a little bit about your business. And now Google Display Network. We talked about Google AdWords and Google Local. There's also Google Display Network. And if you get on Google Display Network, that is much cheaper than Google AdWords. And that Google Display is, when you go to a website, let's say like a pet website, and then there's ads on the side that advertise for, things that are related to that website. Well, that's often, those are often served by Google Display ads. And that's very affordable. Now, something that a lot of marketers have found a lot of success with is when they'll do a combination. They'll get people to their website and form their sales funnel somehow, whether it's through a YouTube ad first and driving traffic to the YouTube ad, or running ads from Google itself, or social media, posting a link on social media. However they get their customer or their potential client or customer to their landing page first, however method they use. And then if they have Google Analytics installed, it'll track them, and Google will know, okay, well, this person clicked on an ad, and they also visited their website, and maybe they even filled out a form and you got their email address. Well, after that, you can start stalking them through Google Display. And so have you ever experienced this where, you visit a website once and all of a sudden all these other websites that you go to are displaying ads from that one website that you visited. Whereas before you visited that website, you never saw ads for that before. And so that's done through a combination of using Google Analytics and Google Display, and probably also possibly Google AdWords and social media, however that first initial contact is made. So that's a really powerful way, when you stalk people and you're constantly like, whatever website they go to, they see your ad, even if it's not a related website, but it's just, like a news website, they still will oftentimes serve you ads from a website that you've already visited. And now that's because they're doing it. This is called remarketing. And so you can do that with Google Display. And there's also Facebook remarketing. That's kind of another, course in and of itself. So I won't talk about it too in depth here. And then another way to drive traffic to your website is, of course, through press releases. And press releases won't be available to everyone and everyone's niche, but for certain niches, it can be doable. And also, it doesn't have to be a major press outlet. It can be one that is more like a trade publication within your industry. And of course, there's also offline marketing. Your business card can have your website. You can go to different conferences and events and promote yourself. Maybe offer to give a talk on a specific topic for free, and then give out your brochure, your cards, so that people can inquire more about your services. So whether it's offline or online, really the common thread is give people something of value first, to establish the fact that you know what you're talking about and that you can be trusted because of your knowledge, and also talk about your experiences, and then invite them to contact you for your paid services. And then, of course, another way is through email marketing. That's if you already have a list, you can send out, but also just your email signature. It doesn't have to be a formal email list. It can just be, sending an email out to all of your contacts, or in your signature line, promoting your new offer, your new business, your new website. So yeah, those are different ways that you can drive traffic to your website. Which should you do? You should try it all. Try as much as you can and see what works for you. It really depends on your website. It depends on your website, your business, your approach, what's going to work for you. What do? I do everything. I do as much as I can. I use free sites. I use I use a lot of social networks, definitely Facebook, LinkedIn. I use Twitter, but I don't really, I'm personally not into Twitter that much. My clients use Twitter. They use Twitter and LinkedIn the most for my high-tech clients. For me, I use Twitter and LinkedIn, but the ones that I have the most success with for my niche and for my style, a lot of it has to do with style too. It's Facebook and LinkedIn. I do a lot of organic Facebook, just, friending people, joining groups, and answering questions and participating. And, I've optimized my Facebook profile. You can take a look at that, and I'll do a video on that later too. And then I also run paid ads. Sometimes I'll run a paid ad on a new product launch or a webinar for a new offer that I have. And sometimes I'll just boost a post because I think it's very valuable, and a lot of times if you do a bunch of posts, if it does well, Facebook will notice that on its own, and it'll say, hey, this post that you made, it's doing pretty good organically. It's talking about organically without you paying anything. And then I'll say, hey, why don't you boost it? why don't you put some money into this, because we already know that people like it, and we'll get even more people to like it. And so when people like your Facebook post, what you can do then is go back and invite them to like your page. And then after they like your page, it'll be easier for them to see your future posts. And then you could also, do a post where you ask them to opt into your email list later. You always want to try to get people onto your email list instead of just be a follower on Facebook or anything else, because as I said again, you own your email list. But Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, they can shut you down whenever they want, if they want, even if it's a mistake. And if it's a mistake, maybe you'll get the account back, but it might take months. So yeah, my method is to advertise everywhere. And if you can only do the free ones for a while, then that's fine. Or maybe the low cost ones, you can boost things for $1 sometimes, or run an ad like YouTube views, $1 a day. It's really, really cost effective to get people to view your YouTube videos if you want to put some money on it. And just try everything, see what works. I will see you later. Happy Friday. Shabbat Shalom.